Get started. Pastor Clark, if you'd be so kind to do our invocation.
Dear Heavenly Father, so thankful for the opportunity to be here tonight, Lord. Thankful to live in an amazing city full of great people. Pray tonight that you will give wisdom and guidance to the city council members who are making decisions for our community. Let them make the decisions that are best for the community. We praise you and thank you in your son Jesus' name. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go ahead and call this meeting to order. Miss Liz, if you'll do a roll call, please.
Eric Shine,
Here.
Brian Sands,
Here.
Adrian Flores,
Here.
Lisa DeGifford,
Here.
Emily Reed,
Here.
Steve Whitehead,
Here.
Roy Brunson, Markingham absent, Dr. Brian Mooney.
Here.
We have quorum.
And next on the agenda is the consent agenda. Did you receive a motion?
So move.
Mr. Mayor, I have some questions about our finances. Jay, I've got a question about our utility bills. We're talking specifically account 101-172-920-triple I.
Eric, what page is that on?
That is on page.
Well, I know there's not a page number, but is it,
Yeah, I don't know, mine's not showing a page number.
okay.
It's on the general ledger.
Yep, 101, 172, 920, is that the one?
920 yes, sir.
Yep, okay, yep.
We're showing that we spent $47.40 in the last month.
Okay,
Is that correct?
correct.
We allotted $21,000 for the entirety of the year. We've already spent, as of last month, not including what we've already spent this month, $18,185.30. But if we were to calculate what would be this month and forward, the next 5 months, at staying at the same $47.40 per month for the next 5 months, that itself would be $23,700.
Okay,
Where is this money coming from? We had to cut things in our budget to reduce, we talked about this in the beginning, a line item budget, that if the police department has it for fuel, that's where it comes from, is that line. Where is the rest of the $23,700 coming from?
from your all's approval.
No,
If it goes over, then I'd have to ask for,
nope. We need to start cutting where we cut. No. I'm not approving
utility
another
bills
20.
need to be paid, sir.
I'm not over doubling our utilities. I made this very abundantly clear. I said this from the beginning. Mr. Mayor, I said this from the beginning. No additional funding. Where's the other $23,700 coming from? And I'm asking you right now, where is that money coming from?
Technically, I see what you're asking as far as the line item is concerned. But in the end, as long as the operations and maintenance budget is under,
Then where are we cutting? We had a budget.
we don't need to cut
Where-
anything.
Where, we're gonna have to cut from something. That's $23,700.
There's $615,000 in the operations and maintenance budget in Department 172. And so far for the year, we've used $273,000 and we have $341,000 left. It's coming out of the operations and maintenance budget.
So you're gonna cut operations and maintenance.
We're not cutting anything.
When we go through budget.
It
time-
looks like we're not gonna use everything that's been budgeted, is what it looks like,
No,
actually.
When we go through budget time, we put things in a column. And we cut things from one budget, one item, and put it to another. That's even the words that we use. We cut items in the budget. And I'm asking you right now, where are we cutting the money from to add the other $23,700 to?
From the operations and maintenance budget.
Okay? And so what happens when something else comes apart?
What do you mean when something else comes apart?
Well, that's the reason why we put it in operations and maintenance, is because when something comes apart, I don't know, in my world, it's air conditioners. When an air conditioner comes apart, and it's $12,000 for an average air conditioner for this building, that's 2 air conditioners. We're in the middle.
And sometimes sometimes unforeseen things happen. If an air conditioner breaks, we gotta buy a new air conditioner.
We've already taken money from another fund, from another section of the budget.
It's not coming from another section. There's human resources, operations and maintenance, and,
So, sir, this is exactly what I was talking about in the beginning, where we were talking about line items, and you didn't understand what I was saying.
I understood what you were
Okay,
saying.
you understood. So you're just being
Pete-
facetious.
I'm not being facetious at
Okay,
all.
So what part of having a line item budget do you not understand? I'm asking for a line.
I'm not
item
going to
budget
answer that
for our
question,
city.
sir, because you're just being ridiculous.
I am not being ridiculous. If you go to every other entity, you have a line item.
Every other entity, could you tell me what every other entity is, sir?
So let's say an average business, you look at a C Corp business and they have line.
I've done budgeting in lots of businesses. And sometimes it's not always in that line item. That's why you have categories like operations and maintenance, because there's no way you can 100% predict exactly every line item.
So when the board asks for it, that's the type of budgeting that should be done.
This is the type of budgeting that should be done.
No. This is the type of budgeting that gets us to fund things that weren't on the budget.
No, sir.
Yes, that's exactly, you're gonna tell me that we budgeted an additional $23,700 for utilities?
We budgeted by the line item, like you said, what we thought we were going to spend by that line item.
Yep.
And as it turns out, always, some go over, some go under, some go over, some go under, some
This
go
is
over,
over
some go
double.
over.
This isn't over or under, this is over double.
Some go over and some go under, as long as operations and maintenance
I question
comes
your
within
financial
budget.
practices, sir.
Go ahead.
Because this is not clear. and
What's your
transparent.
real question, Eric? What's
This
your
is
real
my
question?
I don't think I have
Hey,
the
guys,
question.
this is not productive.
It doesn't matter. if it's
I understand, but this is a waste of everyone's time here.
Thank you. It is.
Can we
I call
just,
order.
I understand.
Yes, I
Can-
call order.
Can we just
You cannot
please-
call the order.
Hey, don't point.
Mayor?
There's no point. Please, sir. There's no point.
Call a question.
You're not recognized.
Simple question, let's just get an answer. I understand that you want a line by line item.
He's providing the answer to the question.
You just don't like my answer.
Oh, I definitely don't like your answer.
Hey, again, this is not productive. Not productive.
He's answered your question, Councilman.
I just answered what he asked. I guess it was statement, not a question. Sorry.
Yes.
Do you have any other
Is there any
finance
other
line numbers?
questions?
I know I have a few.
I had good questions, but apparently,
We're making,
Questions, not statements, please. Because I just want to make sure that we're respectful of everyone's time here.
Okay.
Everyone we usually don't have rooms full of people. So I just want to make sure we're cognizant of the time people have.
what questions do you have, sir?
Okay. Hi. Good to see you, Jay. I have a question on, there is a new line in description that I saw in the general and revenues that is FOIA payments.
Okay, one second.
Yep, take your time. Department 970. And the line is 101-000-456-000.
One zero one nine seven zero, is that what you?
No, it's 101-000-478. Sorry,
No, it's okay.
456. Department 970, and then General Fund 101.
Can I ask
I
exactly
can
where?
bring it over to you if that's.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Cool. Yeah, I compared it to the last one. So you take that.
Things only appear on here if they have a dollar balance. If they've had previously a $0 balance, they didn't appear.
Okay,
So that answers the first question.
okay. So it's like a new thing that was just added on there that, or,
Well, they already exist,
okay,
but if there's a zero balance, the report, I mean, I can run a report that includes all the balances, but it just takes more and more paper to have zeros. But, so I run the report that says anything that's got a balance on it,
Yep.
then prints out on the report.
okay. Thank you, sir.
I also have a question.
Yep.
On the utilities, I just noticed, quick calculation shows that,
Okay, take me back to exactly what you, which department?
yeah, let's see. I believe it was 101-172-920.000. What was that on the report? Operations and maintenance?
The one that Eric was asking about?
Yes, I did notice something as we were talking about it. So it looks like, reading this correctly, we're at 86%, 86.6% of the year's budget used,
Yes.
at only 0.66 the way through the year, or 66% through the year. Sounds like we're over. Is that correct?
We will be over, yes. We're not over right now. We will be over, yes,
Well,
on
actually,
utilities.
With the usage we've had, calculated by what we've had last month, we're already over.
Yeah, that's what it appears to be. Is there any reason why that would be? Like,
I
is there
don't
anything
control the
taking up-
utility bills, but
Is there anything taking up the lion's share of that utility?
if you'd like me to break that down, I can. I can break it down for you. I can't break it down for you in front of you right now, but I can go and find out what each utility bill was.
Okay, I'm curious as to what percentage is taking up most of that, and why it would be that we're way past our point in the year that we're supposed to be.
Well, electrical is my big guess for right now because it's been very hot and the electrical bills are quite high for air conditioning. But I'd have to go and look, because all the utilities go into that line item.
Mr. Mayor, I did ask that the finance director bring his laptop in here so we can ask him questions. And he refused and actually even came back with a snarky answer. So we are unable to get answers to our questions while he's sitting here, like we do almost every month.
I don't recall that question, but I'm happy to bring it if you'd like me to.
It was on the hot mic earlier, by the way.
Okay, thank you. We're not gonna go back and forth on this.
But I would like the answer to Mr. Flores' question.
We will provide an answer after
No,
council
sir.
meetings.
One
Yes, sir.
question before we,
No, sir, we're not gonna go back and forth on this. We will get you the answer, Mr. Flores, and it'll be practices.
You really want to know every single item that's under that line item of utilities?
We'll provide,
That's fine. I can absolutely do that. But if you want to know all those details, this report would be 1,000 pages long if I
Well,
had.
it would seem to be something worth knowing. You know,
What's your real question? What's your real question?
that wasn't-
It's summertime and utility bills are high.
Okay, that's fair enough. I was just curious.
But that's a general question. If you want the details, I can get it for
provide
you.
a copy of all the utility bills that hit that code.
Yeah, not a problem. That's not a problem.
We'll get a scanned copy of all the utility bills sent to all council members, so you'll know what copies are.
Okay, thank you.
and since this is a public information, I would like to put it out to the public as well.
That's absolutely fine, yes, sir. Any other questions, Mr. Flores, on that one?
That's all for that one.
Okay.
I have one more, but it's not about the finance. Jay, you're good for me, buddy.
Okay.
My question is not for you. It's about the agenda from last month.
The agenda from last month, is
Yeah,
that what you said?
Not for you. It's not a question for you.
Oh.
This is on consent agenda, so.
Agenda from last month.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have something in here twice. I don't know if it's normal. I just happened to see it twice. It was around Lisa asking for the 4th of July stuff.
She held a discussion, and now we have the ordinance.
But it was, in last month, it was like, or it was the executive session, it might be. We'll sidebar. Yep. That's all I got.
Any further discussion on the consent agenda? Okay, seeing none, roll call.
Derek Schreier.
Yes.
Adrian Perez.
Yes.
Brian Sands.
Yes.
Lisa DeGifford.
Yes.
Emily Reed.
Yes.
Roy Price is absent, excuse me. Dr. Brian Mooney.
Yes.
Motion to approve the consent agenda is read as approved.
Next item is public forum.
Mr. Kicklight, just, Liz didn't call my name. Yes,
I'm sorry.
that's fine.
Steve Whitehead, are you present?
I'm sorry.
Did you say yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I'll give it a grade. My apologies.
Okay, we'll go ahead and open public forum at 6:48.
Good evening, council members and mayor. Brian Clark, 806 Andrew Place. I want to thank you all once again for everything that you do. I do come to you tonight with a concern regarding item number 3 in new business on the agenda, which is the reduction in street improvement fees for the property at 802 Gold Springs Road. I'm assuming that tonight all that's being done is codifying what was actually done last month, but since we didn't have a chance to address it last month, I did want to just express a concern as a citizen. Obviously, the city's finances are tight, as we just heard in the back and forth, and so giving away $79,000 because someone's a good person or has a good business seems imprudent. The thing that is really concerning, though, is, and I'm not a lawyer, I've never played one on TV, but it worries me that we're potentially opening ourselves up for legal liability. I know that one council member made the statement that, well, let's just be fair to everyone. Anyone who asks for it back, let's give it back. If we do that, just looking at this year, we would be giving back $220,000 to NWA Storage, who paid for the Highway 264 improvement, $10,000 to Lakewood 8, $187,000 to Aspen Ridge subdevelopment, and a little over $550,000 to Walmart. So I would just caution the council, as a citizen, again, it concerns me to open up that door. And so I would just ask that you just take that under consideration. Thanks again so much. I appreciate you.
Sorry, I made notes so I wouldn't forget. Linda Vanoy, 505 Ash, Lowell. Good evening. I want to address, because I asked, you had a special city council meeting last week, I think it was, and I wanted to address that. I knew that I suspected that you did not know how the financing and how you got paid was why I asked the question if you were going to get paid that night. And I know, and what concerns me is, I knew when I asked the question that you did not know the answer, because I could tell by the look in some of your eyes. And I know that some of you are going and be more than willing to give the money back to the city, and I appreciate that. But my second concern was when you tried to change the agenda to rectify that, I knew you didn't know the rules of how a special city council meeting like that worked. And then when you commented, you posted what you had sent forth on Facebook, I was kind of floored. Because in 2024, 4,185 people in this city voted. So if you don't have that many people, I don't know how you think we're getting that information. And as in 2020, and that's up from 2022 because 2,944 people voted in that election. That's not me making up a number, it's on the Benton County website because that's where I pulled it from. And I'm sitting here going, you knew enough on how to call a meeting that you got it done. And Mayor, I'm going to send an email tomorrow because I'm FOIAing the information of the city council members that requested it. And I'm particularly looking for their email addresses that it was sent to and the time it was received. Because on one hand, I'm hearing you don't get emails, but at last month's meeting, you had enough emails that you called a special session, an executive session, and adjourned from the chamber, or adjourned from city council chamber. And also you say constantly you're not getting enough time to review your packets before the meeting, but you came in here, did not receive, and by the way, in case you need to know, the answer to that question is you did not receive it before you walked in. Because if you did receive it before you walked in, I kind of want the minutes of the meeting of that one too, okay? So you came in here last week and you were ready to vote on something that you hadn't looked at until it was there that night, and something that the public had not had a chance to see until we walked in here. So once again, I'm thinking what you're saying is not meeting your action. And I am pleading with the city council because I do know that the budget preparations for next year will start to take place soon, because I know in most major corporations they are going on right now. You start with your wish list and then start whittling it down. I am pleading that money be set aside for the training that happens next year because of city council members, because I don't think everybody maybe is up to speed on everything that's going on. And I don't think they're trying to commit bad things. I think there is a overall lack of knowledge. And I found today's discussion interesting that the city council was asking about the budget, because I know what it's like when we sent that line item budget. Because if I remember right, and somebody can correct me where I'm wrong, it was about this thick. When you went through and did the budget this year, it was a 2-inch ream of paper.
It was a lot. Per
packet that went through it. And some of the things you brought up, you did bring up in that meeting too, and I just don't know if you don't remember what you asked in December and you've forgotten it now. And yes, unfortunately, I do think I know why you're asking the questions you're asking, and I think you're looking for one particular answer. And I think that's not that good, guys. Thank you.
Kathy Saldivar, 800 Grandy Place in Lowell. As a member of this community, my husband and I have both wanted to be more involved. So looking at the City of Lowell website today, it states on the Board of Zoning and Adjustments page that the board should consist of 5 Lowell residents, which includes 1 council member, 2 planning commissioners, and 2 citizens at large. This is what we as citizens see. But looking at the members on the page, they're the same members as the planning commission. So the city council has no say in zoning, and the citizens have no say in zoning. I would like to understand what needs to be done to make a change.
Anyone else like to come up and speak? Seeing none, we'll go to close public forum at 8:56. Sorry.
Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, may I make a statement?
We have a presentation at but I'll get to your statement, here in a minute, at the appropriate time, yes, sir.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Jessica Lowell, and I'm Program Director for Plan Local, the part of Urban Land Institute. So I'm here to give you guys a broad overview of our organization and the program that the City of Lowell is participating in. Who do I look to change the slides? Oh, okay, I'll just say next slide then. So thank you for having me. We're really excited to get to bring our program here to the City of Lowell. Next slide, please. Urban Land Institute is a international, almost 100-year-old organization, and we have a local district council here. I'll tell you more about, this slide is a great example that tells us about the makeup of this organization broadly. As I said, it's a nonprofit founded almost 100 years ago, 50,000 members worldwide, 81 countries. Northwest Arkansas is one of 53 U.S. district councils. You can see in the pie diagram, it's a member organization made up of anyone who touches the land development industry and the built environment. I personally am a trained architect. I've worked in Northwest Arkansas for 25 years, was a member of ULI as an architect for 5 years before I joined the staff, was also a volunteer in multiple other programs. So you can see many people in this room are probably eligible to be a member of ULI. One thing that makes us unique is the cross-disciplinary nature, and it brings a lot of benefit to our program. So let's go to our next slide. We focus on things like networking, leadership, growth, visibility, reputation, and knowledge for that whole span of professionals, and we bring the knowledge of those people. There's a little bit of information here about membership. As a nonprofit or government leader, you have access to a discounted membership. If you're interested, please feel free to reach out, but that's not the main reason I'm here, so let's move on. Let me tell you about Plan Local. So as I mentioned, I am Program Director for Plan Local, and it's made up of 3 different pillars. And I'm actually going to start on the right side of the slide, tell you a little bit about our Leadership Exchange and Roundtable series. The Leadership Exchange is geared towards the mayors in Northwest Arkansas. The Roundtable series geared towards city staff. Basically to help build collaboration and regional understanding across the 2-county area, Benton County and Washington County. In fact, you have 2 staff members from the City of Lowell who are participating in the roundtable, and we've been speaking with Mayor Moore about the Leadership Exchange, so we're really excited about those 2 groups. The main reason I'm here is to talk about our planning partnership. That is the core of the program. We primarily, through the planning partnership, have a lot of P's to say, we have grant funding that helps us to support master planning efforts, specifically for cities with a population under 30,000 people in Benton and Washington County. Let's go ahead and go to our next slide. Yeah, you can see here a list of our past and current participants across the region. We started several years ago with Cave Springs, worked with them on a downtown master plan. Pea Ridge with a Parks Master Plan, and Centerton recently completed their downtown master plan. Then when I joined the staff less than a year ago, picked up with Prairie Grove for their Parks Master Plan, currently working with Johnson on a comprehensive plan update, Salem Springs, a parks master plan, and with the city of Lowell, a downtown master plan. We're really excited to be working with you. Next slide. Let me tell you a little bit about the process and what you've already been experiencing and what you will experience coming up. Just as an example, this is what we do with every city that's part of Plan Local's planning partnership. So first off, in March, this body passed Resolution 2610 to indicate your support and to commit to the small matching component of the finance for this program. And then in April, your city staff applied for our program. We went through a series of interviews and selected Lowell to be one of the recipients and to join the program with us. Then in June, we announced that Lowell is accepted. And August, just I think 2 weeks ago, we hosted a design workshop. So some of you in the room I saw there, this was our kind of first blush introduction to the program. We invited people from the ULI network that included professional architects and engineers and planners and developers, as well as citizens from Lowell, to come together and dream and think about and talk about the possibilities for your downtown as we move forward. So right now we're in the planning stages for a technical assistance panel that we're putting together in just 2 weeks. So as part of Plan Local and me being the program director, I recruit very specific professionals from our area with specific expertise to come together for 2 days to learn about Lowell, to understand what's the existing conditions are, the plans and desires of a selected group of a steering committee, and to make some recommendations for how to proceed to the next step in the program. So that technical assistance panel, or TAP, will be 2 days in early September. So I'm sure I'll see some of you then. That is a small gathering. Then in October, based on the feedback that we get from the city and from these trained professionals across Northwest Arkansas, I will be working with your planning department to create an RFQ, request for qualifications, from consultants to prepare the downtown master plan. We at ULI, because we have such an extensive network, we've done lots of master plans with this program. We have a great network that we're able to advertise RFQs broadly and get high quality consultants both locally and nationally who may want to submit for the RFQ. So we estimate that RFQ should be issued around October of this year. And through that process, we will receive submissions. We'll work with the steering committee to narrow down to a few groups to interview. And then presumably, hopefully, by December of this year, the city and the steering committee will be able to select a consultant. And then hopefully by January, we'll be able to start moving forward with that downtown master plan. It's an honor to get to work with you all, and we're really excited. There's a lot of potential and excitement for a downtown area. You've got some great businesses there already, and we just want to help support what Lowell wants to do. So on that note, I'm glad to answer any questions if anyone has any about the program or what's ahead. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
No old business, and new business. There's an ordinance where this would run from 20-4, which is charge fireworks. Yeah, so we did review the motion just now in two parts. So the first part of the motion would be to read the ordinance by its title only, and the second part of if there's no motion, to do it all in one night. So you take a motion to read by title only.
So moved.
Second. Discussion? Seeing none, roll.
Adrian Flores,
Yes.
Emily Reach. Yes. Lisa D. Goodford,
Yes.
Dr. Tony,
Yes.
Yes.
Eric Stein,
Yes.
Lee Domino. Motion to approve the procedure motion to suspend the rules and read all ordinances one time only has been approved.
And the next motion you receive is to read, dispense with the rule with regard to reading three sections. And you receive a motion.
Motion.
Discussion? Seeing none, roll call?
Andrew Torres,
No.
Emily Leach. Yes. Lisa Gifford. Yes. Dr. Mooney,
No.
Brian Sands,
Yes.
Steve Whitehead,
Yes.
Eric Stein,
No.
and, did anybody out? All right, got one to do, motion to approve this, is approved also, all right?
That failed and requires two-thirds.
Oh, 2/3, you're right. Thanks, Lord.
But, Mayor, I'll go ahead and read by title only. It's an ordinance to amend section 2 for sale and discharge of fireworks, section 22 of the Wilmington Code, to adjust the days on which fireworks discharge is permitted. This is something we went through in that last meeting, and, but now it's written and it's ready to be read. You don't have to vote on it because you just read it three times and you vote on the third time. But you could have discussion if you wish to see council.
I did receive one email on this, and the resident, I just got it shortly, a little while ago. So the resident requested, us, mirror other surrounding cities, which was July 2nd through the 4th. I know we talked about the 2nd through the 5th. This is just what the resident is asking. And then they also asked if we could look at the type of fireworks needed to be addressed as well. Professional grade fireworks such as mortars do not belong in residential areas. I agree with that, but most fireworks stands sell mortars. So it's very hard for the police department to determine the one going up in the air, that one's a professional gun, as opposed to, you know, some of the really good ones you buy at the fireworks store. So, I understand their point, it drives my dogs nuts, but I don't know how we would regulate that portion of it, so. But because I did get an email on it, I wanted to bring it up.
I have seen people try to regulate, saying if it's on a stick or off of the stick, or if it's a rocket. By the time it's launched, the police department has minutes to get there, not seconds to get there. It would basically impossible to enforce. You could theoretically try to enforce it, but then we'd spend more money and chaos and time, and their wasted efforts of trying to have sanity. If you have it, it would have to be that nothing that launches into the air.
Yeah, well, that is actually in section C of this. Aerial fireworks shall be defined as any firework that travels on a stick in which material falls back to the ground. Bottle rockets, skyrockets, helicopters. I guess that could be the same for mortars because stuff does fall to the ground, but again,
So-
a lot of the fireworks that they sell at the fireworks stand. My favorite ladybugs shoot up in the air.
Yes, if you really got
I mean-
into it, snap and pops actually create
Yeah.
trash.
So, I feel like that portion is a little hard to regulate. I'm not opposed to dates, I would rather go with the majority rule, but something to think about.
To be honest, in Lowell, you can't sell anything on a stick, but that doesn't necessarily mean that somebody can't go somewhere that does, buy them and bring them back to Lowell. And at that point, you're, like Eric was saying, you can't respond fast enough to stop it.
Actually, I have a question for Aaron Hall. If all right. So, we have a sweeper truck, don't we?
Correct,
We have one of those?
correct.
Okay. After 4th of July, we run that around, I imagine, right? Does it have any trouble keeping up with the amount of trash on the street? Or how does that work?
No, it's just more of we'll make a pass through, and then 4 or 5 days later, the people actually bring more down, so we have to make multiple passes through. If we, there may be communication where we could set a date and say, have everything, theoretically, they should pick it up, put it in a trash can. It's not our responsibility, but that's the only reason that you might see us come through a neighborhood 2 or 3 times, because we'll make our pass, and then we get calls and complaints, hey, somebody pushed more into the roadway, so we have to come back through a second time. But yes, no, the truck keeps up fine for whatever's in the roadway. We don't have any problems with that.
Excellent, thank you.
I think it should be on the homeowner to clean up the trash personally.
Of course.
But
Asking too much.
I know, you light them off, you clean them up.
Any further discussion on that?
Mayor, the next item is a resolution to appropriate funds received as donations to parks, food stores, and appropriate to the Lowell Fire Department. You see the motion?
So moved.
Chief, was this what we saw, well, I shop at Park, so we could fill out the little cards.
Yes.
Is this what this was?
Yes, so it was $2,455 that was raised by the patrons of Harp's Food Stores in Lowell. It started on June the 1st and ran through June the 30th. And they came to us, Jordan, the manager, she reached out and said, hey, this is what we want to do. They were doing it company-wide. I know you've probably seen it. Springdale, Rogers, everybody got something from their stores. And so we received the check, and we just wanted to move it over, since it was for the fire department, to move it over into our restricted funds.
That's very nice of the residents.
It was. We really appreciate it. It was great. And I believe, I think we were about in line with what Rogers and the other cities were doing too. So that speaks a lot for our citizens, those that are shopping
Hopefully
here.
they'll do it again in the future and maybe promote it a little bit more, because when I was in there, I literally had to ask.
Mm-hmm. So was it the 6th, Saturday the 6th, we actually sent a truck over, and we had a little to do. I think they were selling hot dogs and stuff like that too. So, half of us were at the park, the other half were at Harps.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Sir?
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Any further discussion on this resolution? Seeing none, roll call.
Yes.
Emily Reed? Yes. Lisa Gifford?
Yes.
Brian Singer?
Yes.
Steve Whitehead?
Yes.
Dan Fairclough?
Yes.
And Eric Shaw?
Yes.
Motion to approve, this resolution is approved. And it will be assigned. On 28-42. Did I say 26? Yeah, 26. 42.
What was that, Liz?
2642.
2642.
And Mayor, the head, it's a resolution to reduce development fee and approve a request of Ozark Pitcher Park Development at 802 Gulf Springs Road in Lowell to pay the reduced development fee in lieu of road improvements over time.
So moved. Second. Oh, they can't hear you, Tom. They can't hear you.
Mike's not.
It's may I repeat that, Mayor?
Yes, please.
Sure. It's a resolution to reduce the development fee and approve a request for Ozark Adventure. What happened?
Still can't hear you.
Speak louder.
I'll give that a try. It's a resolution to reduce development fee. Over there so far? Development fee. And approve a request for Ozark Adventure Park development at 802 Gold Springs Road. in Lowell to pay the reduced development fee in lieu of road improvements over time. Can you receive a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Mr. Mayor, we discussed this last month, and I don't believe anybody's here from the group, are they? I don't think so. You know, there was a good discussion. There was some confusion about some of the fees, and that was part of the reason why we had discussed reducing the fees here at 50%. You know, there might be some question out there, but the answer is there was a confusion on the fees themselves, and the person the entity is interested in paying their fees and their due share. They were just having a struggle to pay them at that time due to the confusion that was there at the time. So, you know, we normally get these fees earlier in advance, and everything is clear, but I know that there was some question about the state involvement for some of the properties. So I do suggest that we go forward and pass this resolution.
I would agree. It seems that oftentimes this stuff is hashed out before construction happens. Somehow, this time it got a little backwards, where they constructed the building first and then did all the fees afterwards. Somehow that got lost in translation. So I think this is a special circumstance.
I'll be happy to clear that up again. The process that we typically do, fees are due at grading. Usually, the park fee, the sewer connection fee, and the road fee are collected at grading if a fee in lieu is due. The development chose to build out their section of road, and that was their plan. Public Works was partnering with them to build out that section to Burrell Place. When they began talking with RDOT, who has right-of-way at Burrell, RDOT relayed that they weren't comfortable with us expanding the road in their right-of-way at that time. The city will have to have further conversations with RDOT to find out exactly what their standards are for our expansion. So since it would be extensive and it would hold up the development from opening their development, because you have to have that accomplished at C of O, then they chose to just do the fee in lieu. So that's really where they were at. The engineer and the contractor for the project knew very well that those fees were due. There's a lot of conversation with them about the fees. So once they decided not to construct the road, they decided that the fee in lieu would be due. They sent us an estimate, it's $158,000 for that estimate on the fees. The business owner at that time he basically spent that money somewhere else. He spent it for his kitchen equipment. And so he didn't have the money to pay those fees at the time. He asked for a 2-year extension from you guys at the last meeting. So that's where we're at today. I mean, he asked for that extension, and then you guys decided to cut it in half.
He had already paid some of,
He
like,
paid
all
the
the other
park,
things,
yes, he
right?
paid the park and the sewer connection fee.
Okay.
And we agreed to cut the fee in half and give him 2 years to pay that. Because we've waived fees for others.
Other than, is this resolution actually holding him up
No,
from opening?
no, he's accomplished everything through the city.
He's already done his punch list
Yeah,
of everything
yeah, we gave him
else?
the green light, what, 2 weeks ago?
So he's close to opening?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know when we discussed this last time, we talked about waiving the full fees of the street not the sewer in the park. And then, after much discussion, we compromised with 50%.
Yes, ma'am.
That was your discussion.
So it seems as if we were already pretty much decided on this, more or
Yeah.
less, and we're just making it formal.
Yeah, but I will tell you that the other fees that you guys have waived, just offhand, one of them was for a commercial complex and not just a single development. The other was for a nonprofit school. And then in the history of it, I know Harps was one of the businesses in, 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
Well, I feel that being that business owner isn't here, if we were to go back and change it, it would kind of blindside them at this point. And this is pretty much just dotting the i's and crossing the t's.
Yeah, I was confused really on why the resolution was back in, to be honest with you.
I have no idea.
I was under the same,
Yeah.
I thought it was just to dot i's and cross t's. I thought we had
Yeah, I thought it
resolved
was all,
everything.
I thought we,
Consider it passed, but yeah, I just want to get it,
We have to put it in writing.
That makes sense.
It's the formality of anything that the city touches for money. So, with that,
Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Hayden Flores,
Yes.
Emily Reach,
Yes.
Lisa Gifford,
Yes.
Brian Sands.
yes.
Steve Whitehead.
Yes.
Dr. Mooney.
Yes.
Eric Shine.
Yes.
Motion to approve the resolution is approved. Resolution is assigned number 26-43.
Announcement discussions, Councilman Flores, this is the opportunity, I know you had something you wanted to bring up.
Yes, earlier it was said that, by Mr. Brian Clark, that regarding the statement about fees, that statement was regarding, future fees, not retroactively applying to fees already paid. So without people paying back anyone, it would just be, if they ask us in the future, consider. That's all.
One item that will be coming up, for some of the, well, Mr. Shine will be aware of, our sewer bond that we have with Springdale is coming, or is being paid. There will be an upcoming meeting, with the Springdale, water and utilities on what our options are with that. I will be bringing back, the options that they will present to us, to council for consideration on, what we want to consider with those, whether we want to eliminate that, $12 or $14, I believe, is what's being paid. If we want to continue that and continue into a fund, I believe is one of the other options. So they're going to present some options that they have an idea of what they'd like to do, and then bring it to council for consideration of what we would like to do. So we have our contract coming due with them for renewal for services. So once I have that, I will present it to you, and it will be at the next council meeting in September. I do not have a date set. I do have a message in to the director, and when after I have that meeting, I will present you with what I've been provided.
And it was already paid in full, or will be paid in full?
It'll be paid in full.
When? Again.
September,
I
October?
don't remember the date, it's coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Coming
So
up
we
very
are
soon.
The next month or two, it'll be paid in full.
Okay. September, October.
It's a, what, a 20-year bond, I believe? So it'll be paid in full this month.
They'll be retired.
Mr. Mayor, when are we gonna start our budget meetings?
Those will be starting next month. Jay, where are you at on budgets?
The department heads are supposed to return their budgets to me by Labor Day, and then I'll be working on it.
waiting for returns from, department heads on that? Now we have touch truck coming up. Anything from fire chief on touch truck?
No, sir, we're putting everything together. Everything's looking good. Be the best one yet. I believe that is October, or September 12th. There we go. Yep, September 12th, at Wardell Park.
And since I see, the missus is here, how about trunk or treat? I know we're working towards that as well. Do we have a date set for that yet?
That is a PD event. I don't believe we've ever set the date for trunk or treat, sir.
We have not set the date.
Okay.
Oh, it's an FOP thing, I'm sorry.
I know they work hand in hand. We'll make sure we get a date set up for that as well. Any other announcements or discussions for council or for staff?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Emily.
I was just gonna say, I know Linda had mentioned that, we need to do trainings and stuff. I agree. I was told the training line was cut though when we did the police and fire raises. And I know we had allocated money for me to go to municipal during the summer. Are we able, would that just be something on the budget that we need to bring back to do? Cause I know there's a conference coming up in November. But I would love to get some more, I'm personally okay with training and educating myself, so thank you for mentioning that.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to say thank you to the fire department and the animal shelter, because I saw that you guys did the partnership with Big Paws. That was, I don't know if anyone in this room has saw it, but they did like a huge thing where they like spay neuters and like fire department ran and got supplies. It was a whole thing. So just wanted to say kudos. Thank you guys. You were always making the city look so great. And I also saw that the live outcome report was positive and that you guys have a lot of going out more than coming in. So that's amazing. So thank you guys so much. That's something that we got a lot of, or we increased funding for, which is always great to be able to be one of the few in the area that do what you guys do. So thank you so much. And to the fire department, thank you guys for supporting and helping them out and doing all the things for them to make that possible.
Yes, sir. I do want to say we're glad to be a part of that. We actually have K-9 medics on staff over there. So they were able to come over and I believe do some intubations on some animals. So to get some reps in for their training. So if we do ever have anything with, with our law enforcement animals, then we're able to intervene. So,
that's awesome.
Animals and humans alike. That's us.
Yeah, that was really cool to see. So thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Chief Watkins, I just wanted to say that this morning when I was going to my networking group, I saw this really cool thing. I saw a bunch of firefighters in their t-shirts out there doing some PT, and the support that I saw from the people driving down the road, watching them out there doing their PT, I thought was pretty awesome. I definitely want to commend those guys for being out there in the ridiculous heat and being dedicated to their health and ability to serve our city. But I just want to let you know, honestly, where the citizens that I saw that were cheering them on as they were out there running, I thought that was pretty awesome.
If I may, real quick, I'll kind of give you a little bit of backstory on that. So one thing we're trying to do is when we bring recruits in now, so they're untrained generally. So before we send them off to the academy, we are starting doing our own pre-academy. So they have 2 weeks. Actually, this year or this time around, we did 3. So 0 week is the week that we bring them in, show them what life is like in the firehouse after your probationary year. So you get through all the hard stuff, all the training, and then this is the goal. And then week 1 starts physical fitness, week 2 physical fitness, and then the next week they'll move right into the fire academy. So what you saw was Captain Mays. He was out leading the charge this morning. We had 4 new recruits that they just joined us, so this is their technically 2nd week of employment with us. So we're trying to give them a better start and not really setting them up for, I'm not gonna say in the past we've set them up for failure, but we're just giving them a better head start.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but Chief Morris and I sat down about firefighter Waterhouse before he ever joined the Lowell Fire Department.
Okay.
And I not only sponsored him to go to Camden, to go to firefighter school, but in the process of that, like, his vehicle crashed out and would not make it back and forth. I actually physically gave him one of my company vehicles to make it back and forth to Camden.
Okay.
I'd be interested to maybe talk about a partnership of supporting some rookie firefighters.
Okay.
Because I know that that's a big thing. I mean, I know we have Alita, but Alita's right down the road. But when they're going to firefighter school, they're actually having to go down to Camden, and I know there's some other options too, but I'd love to.
So we've actually gotten away from sending personnel to Camden. So
Really?
we do everything here in Northwest Arkansas through the Northwest Arkansas Metro Chiefs Training Association. So it's either hosted, it'll be hosted, you know, in Springdale. It's in Springdale this time around. Springdale, Rogers, Fayetteville, Bella Vista Training Center, and that is a hope of ours, a dream of Lowell Fire Department. We get that training facility, that training tower built. We have the training office building, and we could also host that. So that's kind of a dream for us to be a part of Northwest Arkansas.
I'd love to sit down and spitball an idea of actually being able to sponsor a
Okay.
rookie firefighter.
Doors always open, sir.
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor, I have one other thing I want to talk about.
Yes, sir.
We have had some questions about emails and that, trying to get things back and forth. Yeah, you know, it's amazing that, you know, emails are supposed to be going back and forth. You said that I was sent an email by Sarah. I even heard rumor of a FOIA that I was involved in, but I don't have any information of it. So if an email was sent about that, the reason I haven't responded is because, number one, I've never received it. And being able to work this to where it's not cumbersome. I am personally on my own personal electronic device. I know Mr. Flores is, Dr. Moody is, and so is Mr. Sands, all on personal devices trying to do this. But if we were to download the email, one of the things it gave was we had to give consent to being able to take over our entire device, which I don't think anybody would be interested in doing so. My devices I use for my living. I make hundreds of thousands of dollars off of my devices during the day. I would love to have the ability to have a city tablet device that we get our emails. It's pre-set up. Somebody like me that's not tech savvy would have that email set up on that device so that we could have it available to do our work on. And then if there's a FOIA, I could then take that device, hand it to the city, and they would have everything that would be FOIA-able on that device. As it is right now, it would be impossible for me to try to understand why I don't get the emails, because the email that we were given before was canceled. I had the same email that I'm receiving things on for 20 years now, and I don't understand why I'm not getting my emails all of a sudden. But like I said, once we change everything over, I stopped regularly getting the emails that I'm supposed to be getting. So I am asking to look into having something that would be unified, that would make sense for the council to be able to work towards having the emails sent to them. And once again, if there was a FOIA, that we could rapidly respond to the request to be able to answer that.
I can get a cost associated to that request. The email that you're referring to, it doesn't require a takeover of the device. It does provide Outlook, and it locks Outlook because it provides that tenant Outlook. So you cannot use anything but the government Outlook. So you can add a personal to any personal email account but the government tenant.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not that guy, but my attorney said not to do it, and so it was an invasion on the privacy on my personal device, so that's why.
we'll definitely get a cost associated for a device and that, and bring it to council. If council wishes to approve that cost, that would be definitely council's decision.
I'd love to see it as a cost-effective measure. We don't need Wi-Fi, so we can walk, I'm sorry, cellular, so we don't have to walk around and have it. Just like I know we have Wi-Fi here, and so we could have it here or wherever we have Wi-Fi, we'd be able to access it and reduce the charges of that.
We'll get a cost associated with bringing it to council.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mayor,
Sir?
I want to bring something to your attention. See, on the city website, we got, council packets for the public to see. That's excellent. So thank you for that. It does look a little glitchy on phones. Can we by any chance look at that, look into it, see if maybe we can get the public a cleaner access to our packets on cellular devices?
It may not be formatted for mobile.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if that's what you're calling glitchy or not, but it just may be the formatting.
Well,
I don't know.
For instance, on the computer, when you select city council packets for the drop-down boxes, everything works fine. Here, when there's nothing selected, you see the packet for this meeting, but you apply city council, and then it goes away.
Hmm.
So,
I can put a trouble to get in with the host or the person who hosts it and see what they can provide on that.
okay. Also, I have a question regarding that. How far in advance are the council packets given to the public? Are they when we get them, or?
Yes, sir.
Okay, excellent, thank you.
And to piggyback off that, I know a couple people in here have asked, how do they get their names on? I know Linda had mentioned she's on a email chain for the packets. How do they?
Preferred list.
Oh, there you go.
I think that was Miss Linda's.
What I called it.
Typically, that went through Miss Melanie. So Ethan's not here, so it'd be, we'd have to create a link, or we'd have to get IT to create a link so you can add that to that. And that's something we can look at as well, or have someone look at as well.
We're doing live meetings for recorded whenever that's a next year thing, right?
We're working towards that, yes. We don't have the equipment to do that. We're working in conjunction to try to get Hot Springs doing it so we can do that. We don't have, right now we're getting that and making a link and then bringing that. So right now the links are actually on our webpage and on YouTube.
Okay.
So we're getting there, we're just not quite there.
Brian, I didn't hear your question.
It was about when we were doing the budget last year, or this year, whenever, we talked about updating IT to do live record, like
live
video feed.
recordings?
Yeah.
Like we had back in 2002.
That was my question.
Those are actually cards and brought over as well. Those were live. The video,
Yeah.
you saw the video that we didn't have the other piece. Okay. I think I got everything you needed to know. Anything else in announcements or discussion? Okay, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Seeing any objections? Seeing none, we will adjourn at